Howdy ho, Andrew aka Kelpier here. Welcome to the Onion Buns and welcome to another edition of Hilarious Gaming Videos. So we're going to go back to EverQuest, MMORPG for this one. Hey all, just a quick mention here. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on the videos you like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, which helps me. Takes 2 seconds. So thanks in advance. Anyone that's played EverQuest before knows about the boat ride from hell. It was out of Freeport and it went to Butcher Block, and then it went from Butcher Block back to Freeport. But the boat, back then when EverQuest first came out, you had to zone into different zones. And you still do nowadays. They've just hidden it and smoothed it out a lot. This was not smooth. So they had a bug. And it carried from alpha to beta to release. Like this bug was around, God, for a couple of years into release before they finally fixed it. And what it was every time you zoned leaving Freeport, well, no, not every time, sometimes it was random. It would lift a character up off the boat and drop them. And he'd come crashing down, take like 1 million damage and die. And it's like how lucky you were or unlucky you were depended on how this trip went. I only got hit by it once myself. But I had one buddy who, no word of a lie, he got hit by it 8 times in a row. And unfortunately for him, he was playing an ogre character. Now, ogres were not allowed into Freeport. The guards would instantly attack you, and the guards were so tough that they would kill you. So he had snuck in, and he had snuck down to the docks, and he'd found a little spot to hide on the docks until the boat got there, because he wanted to get to Butcher Block, where the dwarves were, and then to the Elvish lands, because that's where we did most of our Lobby adventuring, and he wanted to join us. But oh my God, the poor guy, it's like every time the boat zoned out of Freeport, up went Jeff, down came Jeff, splut. And he would not get resurrected, but he would respawn outside of Freeport. So now he has to sneak back through Freeport, avoiding the guards, which was not an easy thing to do, and get back in there and find his little hiding spot. And this was the other thing, is the boat only came once an hour, real time. So it wasn't like nowadays where you just go and you hop on the boat and you go. No, you had to wait for the boat. Then you had to avoid the guards while you ran down the dock onto the boat. And then you had to get over onto the far side of the boat and sit there so the guards wouldn't aggro you, and the boat would start moving. And he'd get out of Freeport, and up he'd go, and down he'd come. 8 bloody times. He was so angry. Oh my God, was he angry. I mean, you can't blame the poor guy, but oh, he was not happy about this. And then he eventually did get to Butcher Block, but you know, it's same thing. He had to avoid the guards. Like, EverQuest was a very unforgiving game when it first came out. You know, like if you were human or a dwarf or an elf, and you went to the ogre area or the troll area, it was the same thing. You had to avoid their guards. But they didn't have a big city like Freeport. And you didn't have to worry about boats out there. So it was a lot easier to move and maneuver around. But, you know, you getting into Freeport, it's like, oh my God. And then he got over to Butcher Block, and well, there's no place to sell because he's an ogre. He can't go into Butcher Block and sell. He can't go into lesser or higher fey as an ogre. So yeah, it was I don't remember if he stayed very long. I don't think he did. I think he only finally got there, spent a day or two there, and then said, screw this, and went back to the Ogre lands, which made a lot more sense, but it sucked for him because he wanted to play with his friends. You know, this was the downside of the early MMORPGs. They were a lot harsher than they are nowadays. So, yeah, anyway, that's my story for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage you to leave a comment. It gets us talking about this stuff, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. YouTube will push my videos more the more comments and likes and subscribes and shares I get. So, yeah, please comment. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.